Hi everyone, Ryan here, Ion Capital Solutions. Hope you're doing well. Today I want to share with you a MCA funding hack that'll really help you when it comes to funding deals. More importantly, understanding whether or not a deal can fund at all, if there's affordability of a repayment schedule. This is commonly not practiced by business loan brokers, especially in the MCA space. You have to be in the know of whether or not you have a deal on your hands, whether or not the deal is doable. Okay, and it's actually quite easy to do once you understand the formula. What's the formula? I'm going to show you right now. Stick around. Okay, so let's take a look at our formula. Now, loan repayment, okay, is what you have to understand when talking to anybody about a loan, right? Immediately, can they pay this loan back? And it's actually quite involved, and that's really the point. You need to understand the difference between what's affordable and what's just a complete and utter waste of time, because you just know they're never going to be able to pay that money back. You know the lender's going to kill the deal because they can see that they can't pay the money back, right? Or that they know right out of the gate just by punching their calculator whether or not there's a deal. Do you know how to do that? If you don't, you're gambling. You're not loan brokering. You're just gambling. You're putting a quarter in the machine. You're pulling the slot, hoping your winning numbers come up. And that's not a business model. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right now. Okay, so let's take a look. It begins with affordability, as I just mentioned, right? Lenders will allow roughly 16 to 18% of a business owner's monthly gross revenue to be paid out to the lenders for repayment of a loan. Okay, this includes their own loan that the lender's willing to provide if the client has additional loans. So what do I mean by this? Well, for example, let's take a business loan, right? Okay, we'll say a business will need enough revenue to support repayment of a loan based on the 16 to 18% allowance, right? So we need an example, a hard look. Let's say we have a cash advance offer, right? Or we have a client who needs an unsecured financing. Usually it's a cash advance, right? They need $100,000. Okay, well, there's a few things that we need to know in determining whether or not they can afford this loan, right? So first of all, let's take the loan amount, $100,000. Let's take the average factor, a 138, or in other words, 38% interest, okay? Which, by the way, is the buy rate, not the sell rate. So when you get a buy rate from a lender, you then have to put your points on top of it, and that's the sell rate. That's what you're selling it as. If you sell it at the buy rate, you're not factoring in your points. You're not going to make any money. Okay, so there's the buy rate and the sell rate. So the buy rate is 38%, but we want to put our points in, right? We're gonna, in this case, we'll put 8 points in the deal, or 8%, right, bringing us to a total sell rate of 46%. Okay, but what that means is we have a $146,000 payback on a $100,000 loan. Okay, so now that we've determined what our actual payback is going to be, we have to determine whether or not the client can afford that payment. Okay, so it begins with monthly revenue. Well, let's take a look at the client's monthly revenue. They say they're grossing $100,000 per month in revenue. Okay, so this means they can roughly afford $16,000 to $18,000 a month at a maximum. Okay, again, 16 to 18% of their monthly gross revenue, right? In this case of 100,000, 16,000 to 18,000 fits the figure. Okay, so with that being said, does the client have enough revenue to support paying back? Sorry, it says 46,000 there. It should say 146,000. My bad. Okay. But with that being said, can they afford it, right? Well, let's take a look. First, we need a little bit more information. MCA terms are generally within 12 months. The average term is 6 to 8 months. Okay, so for this example, we're going to use 8 months just to make this clear. Okay, and the reason we need that is because we are going to determine what the monthly payments would be. Not that a cash advance offers a monthly payment. Usually it's a daily or a weekly. Here at ION, we offer a cash advance that offers monthly payments, by the way, if you're interested. But in any event, if with a term of 8 months, you can simply divide the payback, 146,000, by 8 months, and you get a payback of $18,250 a month. That could be broken up daily, weekly, monthly payment, whatever it is. But that's what the payment would be. So it's a little bit over 18% of their monthly gross if they're grossing $100,000 per month. But they're in the general ballpark. They can afford around $100,000, maybe a little bit less. The lender will offer 95 or 90 or whatever it is. Understand there's a big but here, okay? Yes, but, all right? Do they have other loans with other lenders? How much are they currently paying per month? Because that's going to factor in their affordability. I want $100,000, right? But they've already borrowed $40,000 in loans and they're paying back X amount per month. Well, that's going to weigh into that 16 to 18% monthly gross maximum that the lender will allow. So the offer from the lender will be less than what they're asking for, right? And so we have to understand that it affects that affordability. But can we pay off their existing balances, their existing loans with other lenders with this loan to put us in a true first position? So positions are the number of loans. So the first loan they took was the first position. The second loan they took was the second position. The third was the third position, right? But if we pay them all off, we now go into a true first position. So when it comes to use of funds of a loan, if they wanted to use, say, 50% of that loan to pay off other positions, that's about the maximum the lender will allow. The rest of the use of funds has to go towards the business's growth, right? Otherwise, they're just replacing the other lenders in debt. And if that client was having trouble paying back other lenders, why would they pay this lender back, right? So 50% is usually the maximum that they'll allow for you to pay off additional loans. The rest has got to go towards the business, whatever it is. And so please understand that there's more here, okay? What do the bank statements show in terms of affordability, cash flow, credibility, etc., right? We need to analyze bank statements, assess risk, spot fraud, calculate affordability, right? Understand, is their actual revenue $100,000 or is it just their overall deposits? There's a big difference between deposits and revenue, right? Did they get a loan from a lender for $26,000? That's not revenue. That's a loan. If they get a wire from another account, is that actual revenue or are they just moving money between accounts? The lender's going to know what account is that. I need to see 3 months bank statements to make sure that that's revenue. And if that's the case, why did they only submit bank statements from one account, not all accounts? It raises an eyebrow for the lender and then they don't trust the client because they're saying, well, hey, we're not seeing the whole picture here. You as the broker need to ask these questions up front and get the whole, but you should analyze the bank statements. You should weigh and judge for yourself. Is this a deal, right? What if it looks like it's been photoshopped? The text doesn't quite line up, right? It's called fraud. So these are the things that we need to pay attention to and look out for. We need to have our calculator out. This is the difference between a professional business loan broker and a referral partner who submits 100 deals and funds one and can't figure out why. And they just got lucky with the one. That's not who you want to be if you want to be in this space. You want to be an expert consultant, not a niche product salesperson who's just playing a numbers game. You're going to really struggle, and before you know it, you'll be done with it because you ran out of money because you're buying leads and paying for a business. And by the way, you shouldn't build a business or buy leads if you're just getting into the space. You don't need to do either of those things, okay? But in any event, there's plenty of information here without overwhelming you. These hacks, this information, this guide will greatly assist you in your qualification process of working with clients, providing merchant cash advances to your clients. So anybody out there in the MCA space who's struggling, here's a free cheat sheet. Okay, there's more to it. If you want to learn more about the loan brokering space, there's a lot more well beyond merchant cash advance. The grass is absolutely greener. Shoot us a message, schedule a call. We'll talk about it. Anyway, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. And good luck on your deals. I'll catch you in the next video.